Can you please tell me a little bit about yourself and CJ Logistics?
Sure. I'm Ed Bowersox. I'm CEO of CJ Logistics America. We have just rebranded as CJ Logistics. We are part of a CJ conglomerate based in Seoul, Korea. And one of the businesses is the logistics business. Um, I have been with DSC Logistics, and DSC was acquired and then fully integrated in as part of CJ, which is increasing our global reach now, our ability to invest in technology. And we're 2 years into the initial integration and then the rebranding. And it's been a great marriage so far. It's
Oh,
been exciting.
oh, well, I'm really glad to hear that. And you know what? We were talking offline a little bit before we hit record about what attributes do you think qualifies someone as a pro to know, and I would just really like to hear it again.
Sure. You say pro to know, and that's a nice recognition. I'm not sure any of us really think we're pros, but we work hard. All of us work hard in our companies, and but my main job as CEO has been to integrate these cultures of these two great companies, and then build the momentum towards the future, and continuing to drive that balance between a longer term horizon strategic plan and then really the near term execution of that plan, ensuring that kind of every step you're taking is fortifying the foundation so that as you execute, you can execute with a level of excellence, but also you build credibility. It was very important for us to come out of the integration process and to develop a plan, but more importantly, we had to execute the plan. And as we executed the plan, the confidence in our voice within the company has strengthened, and we are really looked upon in North America as a growth engine for CJ Logistics, and that's exciting. It's what really
Hmm.
gets me out of bed every day and coming back into work. So,
Yeah, and a part of that is just being like a great leader as well. And you can't lead a company without being a great leader. And I think that's a huge part of being a pro to know as well.
yeah, and leadership is one of those things. I mean, you need talent. You need to foster and develop talent and retain talent. But at the end of the day, you need to also to spend time to develop and cultivate your leaders because things change and they're changing so quickly in logistics, supply chain, global supply chains, technology. This whole pandemic that we've all worked through over the last year and a half, has changed the way we think about a lot of things. And we need folks that feel confident without perfect plans to get up and lead. And they need to understand they have the organization behind them and supporting them as they take on leadership positions. Because when you really step into a leadership position, when there's unknown variables and unknown portions of the plan, it can be very intimidating and it can cause some people to kind of shy away from those opportunities. So, what we're encouraging is leaders at all levels of the company to continue to help step forward, help lead, help drive results. And if things don't work out quite as planned, we're going to learn, we're going to kind of check and adjust, revise plans, and keep moving forward. But leadership from our culture in the dynamics and how quickly things change in supply chain, our success really rides a lot on how we cultivate today's leaders and tomorrow's leaders.
Mm. You you mentioned about creating a good company culture, and that retains a lot for people staying within the business and just like making people feel comfortable as well. And I think, especially this last year, like diversity and inclusion and equality have become such big buzzwords, especially within the supply chain industry. We're always looking for ways on how to diversify our industry, and that a lot of it comes with just like to have diverse thought processes too, and
Absolutely.
having different people on your team, and it includes like we talk about like race and gender a lot when it comes to that, but it also just like the thought process and like the schooling level. Like not everybody is going to be a straight A student, and I understand that a lot of some jobs want to know about people's transcripts, but I don't think that is an accurate version of who the person is sometimes.
Yeah, and this whole notion of inclusion, yeah, I mean, it really it gets back to the culture you're setting within the company. And I think your action speaks so much louder than the words or an HR phrase or HR training. And it's how you act in meeting settings, how you embrace different thoughts, diverse thoughts, how you really cultivate those into better solutions. And it's interesting, but it truly is. You need, I think, to be willing to start most of these conversations. That at least what I've had is I start by listening. I want to listen because if I start that conversation by talking, then it starts to set a tone in the meetings, in the discussion. So I'm really working hard on my listening skills. I'm not sure my wife would agree with that, but listen to the diverse thought ideas. And then at some point, you do need to cultivate around a plan and action. Do need to lead and be decisive and make decisions. But the starting point has got to be that level of inclusion on ideas because how people solve problems, everybody has different ways. And that's really the basis of continuous improvement is that integration of a wide range of thought and then an environment that takes those thoughts and cultivates it into a plan that people can accept and align to, knowing that if the plan isn't quite right, there's a willingness in the organization and culture to circle back together and revise the plan, strengthen the plan, not from the standpoint of who was right, who was wrong, but collectively trying to move the plan better, quicker down the path of driving either customer value or bottom line results, whatever the end objective is. But it's got to be a culture where people feel safe and also where they feel they are respected with from their point of view.
Right? Like at this point, there's no such thing as a bad idea because you can make something great out of anything. I truly believe that, and especially this last year, we have seen how the pandemic has created a lot of challenges, but the supply chain industry especially created a lot of opportunities from that. And when you have people that are comfortable within your workforce, they're really going to step up and offer really good solutions to it.
We're also finding that with all the notoriety on global supply chains and logistics, and this is a great opportunity for talented individuals to really diversify their experiences within a company, but they also become very marketable because all companies, no matter what you're doing, there's a supply chain logistics aspect to your business. And folks that have a passion to work in this area, those that lead and have a track record of delivering results and working well as part of a team, they've got tremendous opportunities within companies they're working for and within the industry. And you know, I never regret for a moment. I've spent 40 years in logistics, supply chain, in different roles, and it's never there's never a dull moment. I mean, you never get bored. If you're bored in supply chain, there's something wrong.
I completely agree with you. And like, you'll never meet a group of people that are more passionate about what they do. Truly, like, I truly believe that.
I just, I mean, the weather, situations over the last couple of weeks, the carrier situations, the pandemic, the ability to staff warehouses, there's always challenges. And, as you roll out new technologies, there's challenges. And so, again, it's that balance between having strategic plans that are agile, that continue to get aligned to customer and consumer needs and demands and goals, and then continuing to bottom line execute the plans. Because at the end of the day, I mean, we're all getting paid to provide a service, and hopefully it's a differentiated service and one that is valued by our customers.
Mhm. And just you spoke about challenges for just like a hot second. So, what challenges have you experienced in your career? And if so, how did you overcome them?
Oh, that's a big question. If you talk about a career over 40 years, there's been lots of challenges. I mean, but I think when you're working in a company that has a growth mentality, a growth commitment, where you're trying to grow your top line, improving the margin structure of the bottom line, there's an inherent level of kind uh, of not stress but challenge to
Mm,
continue to innovate, continuously improve, stair step your processes, look to really improve your business results, and as you do that, there's challenges um, within your company, but also aligning to your customer needs. I mean, the customers aren't a static set of needs. They're diversifying, they're integrating, they're merging, they're changing. And with that comes continuous challenges. And what we've really tried to do is take a perspective of looking from our customers' needs back and not focus so much on what our needs are, but why are we doing this work? How does it align with our customers, our portfolio of customers and their needs? And that really dictates the work and the investment and really the capabilities that we are building to hopefully differentiate our product offering. But it's kind of how you term challenges. I mean, logistics is from my perspective solving challenges every day. That's
mm.
part of what's the scope of supply chain management and logistics is all about. And you're either wired that you enjoy that type of work, or it probably stresses you out.
So, what have you done to provide some problem solving solutions to the industry?
I think, short term here, I think the way we have addressed, the COVID situation, trying to align to best practices, protocols, trying to keep our operations running, giving our employees a reassurance that we're taking the steps we need from a sanitation, a personal PPE standpoint. But first and foremost is, we had the opportunity to continue to operate through COVID, and we wanted to do that in a manner that safeguarded our employees, their families, while servicing our business and our customers. So there was a lot of learning, a lot of benchmarking, a lot of emphasis in around how best to operate in this environment. And then as we start to see vaccines become more readily available, and we see some federal aid coming into the picture, I'm very optimistic. I think when you work in supply chain and logistics, you have to have an optimistic type nature. But there is an end in sight. There is a quote, this new normal we all talk about. But we've spent a lot of time trying to keep our company connected, as all companies have, both virtually and then in person through this pandemic. And it's been stressful, but it's also been rewarding to see how people have stepped up to the challenges, and
Mm.
what they do is important. I mean, it provides food and products to end consumers.
I completely agree with you. But Ed, I know that we are running short on time and you have a plane to catch, so I don't want to keep you any longer. But I have one last question for you today. And what does that mean for you to be selected as one of the SDCE's pros to know?
It was a little bit of a surprise. It was a really an honor, and really I look at this as a recognition, not just of me, but of our CJ Logistics team, what we're trying to accomplish, what we're striving to do, and I just have the opportunity to lead the team, and I'm very excited about doing that, and it's it's a great honor to be recognized, but I think the key is to continue to stay focused and continue to execute and provide value. And also, we talked a lot. It's having ownership of the culture of the company and continuing to develop a culture that you're getting the most out of all your employees. As we reopen our corporate offices, we're going to do this and continue to do this in a manner that we want a high level of engagement, interaction, and when we do that and do that well, results are a byproduct. The results come a lot easier.
Well, that is great to hear. Well, thank you so much, Ed. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to speak with me. And congratulations once again.
Thank you. Highlight of my day. Thank you.
Thanks.